Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Yoruus speaking, and welcome to Play by Email 6 turn 7. I'm sorry, this is going to be a very quick turn. I would love to do a huge commentary on the comments. I will do it at the next turn. For this turn, because I'm just going to join a game. I didn't have a chance to, like, for 2 days do this turn, and now I'm like 5 minutes, we're going to start the game, free for all. So you're probably going to watch this turn after the stream. But anyways, I just want to do it quickly so I have it done and not delay the whole game because of it. So about the opener, the straw poll did win for the scout into monument, so I'm doing exactly that. There's not much to change in here. The scout straw poll, the silver did win. Alright, so we're gonna go to the silver, mine some silver, and oh, look at that bad boy. Guys, look at this bad boy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the legendary dream capital, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 awesome workable tiles. Wow, that's bloody great. And the end of the road, not much of a surprise in here. Alright, so I guess when I'm gonna make this turn, I'm gonna make another straw poll. Where do we go next with this scout? Are we gonna go for the sheep, or are we gonna go here, or are we gonna go here? There's the 3 directions that we could take with this scout. I assume you all want to go for the sheep so I can scout the coastline, the nearest coastline in here, but it seems like I'm on the edge of the map and I'm on a total peninsula and my cat is just going crazy. Anyways, I'm gonna end this turn real quickly, so I'm gonna join the free for all, and hopefully we're gonna have a bigger chat on the next turn. Hopefully it's gonna come tomorrow. So anyways, thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Best wishes, Yoruus. Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Yoruus speaking and welcome to Play by Email 6 turn 8. So as I was expecting, I was not able to upload the previous turn. My cat, give me a second. There we go, there's the kitty. Come on, kitty. As usual, everybody is asleep at home and she's starting to get her opera done, basically. Come on, get in here. So, as I said, I was not able to upload the previous turn, though I did make it. I was not able to upload, so we're gonna have 2 turns in 1 video this time. So, first things first, the least interesting thing is moving here with the warrior. And now, let's get back to our dream scout. Alright, so in the previous turn I was saying that I'm gonna make a straw poll where to move the scout, but since I cannot do it anymore, well, since this is after the previous one, so I will just decide where to move this time. So I will definitely move to the copper since I'm here already, and I see another very nice luxury. So now probably the move would be good here, but I also want to see as much of the coast as possible. Right, now this seems quite interesting, and I mean this is really quite interesting. Though maybe it's not like a dream city, it's definitely not a dream city, but this is a quite nice city overall, and I'm thinking about a city even in here, right, sitting on top of this grassland. Now you could say, but Yoruus, you're on a coast, you want coast. Well, I would agree about that. That I do want a coastal city and I do want to have coastal trade route, but I wouldn't actually, well, if I would say that, how to say that properly, basically I would trade off the cargo ship benefit for a safe caravan. Now what that actually means, because well, theoretically I'm on a coast, right, and first of all, if I plant city on the other side of this peninsula, the probability that I could move a cargo ship between all of these spots around in here to get to this city is quite low. Alright, and it seems like this is a very quite good city. I'm like, this is a stone, so Quarry, Faith, Pantheon seems like the best choice for me right now, because that really kicks in after the silver. Silver seems like redundant right now for the Pantheon if I'm actually able to get it. There's no beliefs yet. So a Quarry Pantheon now gets ahead, and I'm like, it gets hugely ahead. And my priority list right now for a Pantheon, because it yields 6 fate plus 6 fate and doesn't cost me anything, right? So getting back to my idea, if I'm probably gonna go here and scout this side first, because I'm kind of interested what's up in here. And getting back to what I was trying to say about the coastal trade routes, basically I wouldn't mind going for a second city and actually getting 2 caravans. And just sending 2 caravans to my core cities by land. Now there's several reasons for that. The first reason is there's a quite long road in here, and I'm not quite sure that I will be able to send a cargo ship from my capital city on the other side, though. Like, the distance from those 2 cities is quite small, but the distance covering all the peninsula in here is quite high. On top of that, if I want some barb camps, well, basically I have no scouting vision of the sea to cover all of this distance in here. I probably need like tons of triremes, and still wouldn't be like 100% sure that I can stop any barbs from spawning and snatching my cargo ships. So that would like other cool stuff that I do want to build. So actually I think like a caravan, if I get a second city fast somewhere in here, and this scout will actually explore some more stuff in here, like a dream ruin would be right now like a population ruin, right? Population 2 next turn, and like a population ruin for population 3. That would be like amazingly strong opener right now. So anyways, if I would go for a third city instantly, that would be quite nice to like get a caravan going between those 2 cities. That's why I'm even like, if there's nothing more in here, I'm even ready to settle in here on this city right now. Later on it will fight for the capital tiles, but on the other hand, it's like only 3 tiles, it's a nice frontal city, and snatching a caravan by barbs between those 2 cities in here like would be quite tough, right? So I'm even tempted to plant a city in here. There's fish also, so that's kind of neat and nice in here. Another luxury, so that brings us to 1, 2, 3, 4 luxuries on 2 cities already, which is bloody amazing, right? It's bloody amazing. Okay, so I guess that's a thing we could consider. For now, I'm definitely not making a straw poll what's the decision next, because we still are on the plan for getting a monument. In the shrine. I still would love to buy the stone, though that probably will not happen. But then again, getting the stone would be nice. In 8 turns, well, it's probably going to be the same turn in here. Maybe a little bit faster. I'm going to work on the silver. I am on production focus, so I'm not going to go here. I will make a straw poll about the movement of the scout, basically. And there's going to be 2 options. Options 1, scout more south, or option 2, go back north first and scout the north side first in here. What I would like to do is I would like to step on a ruin first and go on the stone, and then decide what to do. Maybe there's going to be some vision in here, and then probably scoot away and go north. But let's make a straw poll, basically. Where do we move? So basically, first movement is on a ruin. That's like a 100% move, and then the straw poll will say we're gonna go northwest or southwest, basically. So here or here. There's going to be straw poll about the scout. The warrior needs to get back in here ASAP and scout this little bit of the coast in here, and well, the plan for our capital is done in here. Now let's check out the comments, because I did not have the chance to answer the comments. So fearsome, yeah, silver, we done that. My Sean, yep, my fair 1 city NC early strategy. It seems like planning a second city is quite a nice idea right now. Yeah, maybe 2 great city spot, that will be awesome. Now KL Douche, I hope I pronounced it right. Do I not fear about YouTube snipe? Well, I do not. I do not care about it. Most of the people I do play with know that I stream. Well, I record and I post it, and if they do, that's their problems, not mine. I really am not worried about honesty of other people or dishonesty about of other people. So, no, I'm not afraid about any sniping stuff like that. I really don't care about it if they do, but I don't believe they do even try to do it. Okay, silver. Second city spot, okay, Ashamrus, that's right. And now we get see Captain Butternut, okay. Okay, Atoll, it's... yeah, I kind of agree with that, but it seems like I'm on the top, well, basically on a peninsula. And I do believe with this first scout we already seen a lot, but I would love to get more scouts after Monument and Shrine. I would definitely like to get more scouts to see the more stuff of this land, because it seems like a huge map. Though it seems like a huge map. I already have information from the forum that some of the people already met, and like there's 2 players like 8 tiles between each other already. So I'm not sure if I'm that lucky. There's also like 2 players that have scouted a lot and they do not see nothing yet, and they think like, am I on an island or something? So we shall see about that. We haven't met anybody yet, and hopefully we will not meet anybody, so we'll not have to fight for a good city spot. I didn't elaborate copper forever. I didn't elaborate on the happiness. Well, exploration. Well, yes and no. Exploration, it seems like cool, but it also seems a little bit detrimental, as I said, because I do want to have tons of social policies, preferably tradition, honor, and autocracy into commerce a little bit, and that's like my top priority now. About the happiness, though, yes, exploration happiness seems nice. To benefit from exploration, like really fully, you gotta get 3 social policies, right? And harbor, seaport, and lighthouse, yeah, you get lighthouses. This is not hard Carthage though, so like a chance to build a harbor and a seaport, it takes some time. It takes some time, and I'm not even yet sure if I do want to have a coastal empire with so many people on the map, and most of them on the coast. It would be quite risky to like go on a coastal empire. Yes, I do have a coastal capital, but overall getting a huge empire on the coast seems a little bit scary to me, and I need to put a good thought, and I think we all need to put a great amount of thought about actually going full coastal. Now, why am I getting this subject done in here? Basically, coastal empires are very, very easy to be killed by frigates. There's no doubt about that, right? And now the problem is there still could be alliances in this game, and actually alliances are quite popular in here, and they are not like in normal free-for-alls, alright? It's not really clear that who's the leader or who's not the leader. Like an alliance to kill somebody who's theoretically weaker than the people that ally against them is quite reasonably popular in this kind of game. So now going full coastal means I need to be prepared to fight frigates off. And though even if my empire will be in great shape and I will have tons of ships and whatever, most probably I will not have enough to fight like 2 people, 3 people, or 4 people. And allying on the sea is so much easier than on land. So I'm kind of afraid of having a coastal empire. I'm really afraid of having a coastal empire, especially coastal empire that would benefit from exploration. I would so much more prefer to get those 3 social policies in the right side of honor. Yes, there's going to be only +1 happiness, but that's always something, but 2 culture, which is great. And the rest of the stuff is quite neat. Well, maybe discipline is a little bit sketchy, but professional army is great. Now, upgrading military needs reduced by 32% is a great social policy, and military caste combined with tradition is also a great social policy. Now, on top of that, you gotta remember that cities costs only 2 happiness on standard size map. So basically 3 happiness. So if you get honor done, you basically miss like 2 happiness only. So imagine like a city will grow to 2 population, you put a circus in that, and you're almost done. Basically circus or a coliseum, and it's like a free 3-pop city, no problem, right? And 3-pop city is quite nice, and on top of that you've got only 2% of technology cost increased, which means even a 3-pop city, if you put even a granary in it and you're gonna work 1 tile of food and you can still get that city up and rolling, you put a university in it, it will still like overcome most probably the 2% science increased cost. So even planning a 3-pop city is still worth it on a standard size map. Well, standard size map, well, a huge map and a standard speed, basically it seems like 3-pop cities are still like a viable option, which is quite cool because a 3-pop city can still build up a lot of buildings. It can work, as I said, those university slots, and overall every city is basically great. So I'm not that worried about the happiness really. I don't think the happiness is going to be a problem, so putting social policy into exploration seems a little bit sketchy at best, especially that I don't think that I plan to go on a coastal empire. Now still, if I'm not going to go on coastal empire, which is quite strange since I'm Japan, right? I need to think about defending against possible frigates, right? Which, to say the least, for example about this city, it will be quite nicer to like plant a city on the ruin right now, because it's gonna have only 3 tiles that can be attacked by frigates, and I would like focus myself more on actually skipping frigates whatsoever, maybe getting a couple of galleasses, maybe triremes to scout, by skipping frigates overall and focusing more on land army and preparing my cities to defend with crossbows against frigates. Now, if I plant this second city on coast in here, because, well, coastal cities are great and I not necessarily need to be attacked by people, but naval, but I need to be prepared to that. So a city in here with crossbows all around in here basically can easily snatch 3 frigates if I build the walls and a castle, no problem. Now the problem is with a capital, right? My capital can be attacked by 4 ships right now. So what I'm thinking about is honor. If I get an honor-free general, I can still general a tile here, or maybe somewhere else if I scout. And with the general, basically general and crossbows, and I've got my capital covered against any frigates attacks. And that's quite good because most of the time you don't want to go frigates. Well, basically, I'm talking for 15 minutes already, but let's get this done. Let's finish this topic basically, so we'll know, well, we can share basically what are our feelings about naval combat in here. So, though I do like the coastal empire idea, and I know that coastal trade routes are super crazy great, and coastal empires overall are super crazy great, but you gotta admit, well, you gotta know that this is a 12-player free-for-all. It's not 6-player, not 4-player, and everybody started on coast. Theoretically, everybody started on coast, and there's only 1 player who stepped away from the coast that I know, and that's the Persians, right? Now, taking that knowledge into consideration, and from my experience from the previous play-by emails, I know that teaming in those games work absolutely different than in no quitters game that I play normally. Basically, teaming in here is quite popular, quite free, and it doesn't involve like teaming versus a leader or something like that, because this is standard speed. Basically, people in here team as soon as they see that something is to gain, and it doesn't necessarily mean they're like super crazy ahead. And still, if you're super crazy ahead and people do team against you, now you've got 11 options to get teamed, right? So there's always a possibility. There's like 11 versus 1. Okay? And now we come to the conclusion of this subject. Basically, at the sea, even if you're super great at war, even if your empire is super great, like having double hammers of another empire or something like that, You cannot fight on the sea versus 12, 11, 4, 5, 3 or whatever. Give me a second. I'm sorry, my cat is going crazy again. So you cannot fight effectively against multiple opponents on sea. That's just not physically possible. Fighting on land gives you so much more options that even if you're going up against a twice as big army, triple as big army, even 4 times bigger army, if you have your defenses set up correctly, you can do it. That's why I'm not sure that I do want to have a coastal empire. And I want to fight on the sea. I think it's a little bit, it's not a good idea. On this kind of map, with this set of rules, domination victory, I just have that feeling that focusing on the sea is wrong. I think much better is focusing on land and defending against frigate from land. Now, taking that into consideration, the position of my capital actually allows me to defend quite nicely against the land, well, frigates attack. Alright? Because as I said, if I get roads in here, and here, and even here, I can easily snipe off ships in here. And with a citadel in here, or here even, or maybe there's something like more in here, it should be quite easy to defend against sea invasion in here. And same goes for the rest of my cities. For example, second city, from the information I've got in here, I would like to plant the second city in here. Alright, so that was about that. Let's see the rest of the comment. Sure, go to ship. You're in Japan, you need to find fish, and you need good coastal city spot. Sidri. Well, as I said, that's basically the answer for Copper for Eva. I would say that first of all, happiness is not going to be an issue. Even if I go autocracy and I pick armory barracks and that happiness, I don't believe happiness is going to be an issue. And I do not like the idea of going exploration. We can of course chat about it. We have a lot of time before we will decide. I'm definitely going to make a straw poll about it. So I'm not having Mika. I'm not really a fan of an idea of a coastal empire, especially a coastal empire that can be attacked easily by ships. Basically, if I'm gonna go for a coastal empire just to benefit from cargo ships, I want those cities to be super crazy defensive, like 2 tiles, attackable by 2 tiles, max 3 tiles or something like that. Like super extra crazy defensive spots on my coastal city. Taking that into the consideration, I would even say that planning on stone is not a bad idea. It's a stone grassland. And even planning on a stone ASAP is not a bad idea. I think we can lose the fate though if I'm gonna get that Pantheon. Right, anyways, that's it about this turn. So I'm gonna make a straw poll. Where do we move after the ruin? Northwest, southwest, and let's, from this information I just gave you, let's start a discussion about an overall plan, basically, just to have that feeling what you guys think about it. For me, going coastal is a terrible bad idea. I'm like focusing on a coastal empire in the mind that you want to fight with frigates and ships. I think that's impossible. That's impossible to win a game by frigates. Just not possible in my opinion. Especially with this amount of teaming that is possible on this kind of the map. Alright, so I guess that's it for this turn. Thank you much for watching. Sorry that you got 2 turns instead of a 1 turn, but hopefully during this week everything will gonna be sorted out. So I invite you to vote on the straw poll, where do we move the scout, and I invite you to discuss even more. So thank you very much for watching one more time. I wish you a good day, good night, good evening, depending on the time zone you're in, and see you next time. So best wishes.